Shorik Poddar, are you there in the meeting? Shorik Poddar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You haven't received the invitation mail regarding the Google
No,
Classroom?
ma'am. I haven't got the mail, ma'am.
Ma'am, same here, Tejas.
Tejas, right. Both of you, please write your Gmail ID in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Tejas,
mine too.
Ahona, you are already added. Ahona and Tejas. I have checked the classroom.
Ma'am, the BE lab.
Okay, BE Lab, I have informed Orko sir. Orko sir will add you. Okay.
Okay,
Probably
ma'am.
before tomorrow you have basic lab. Okay. Before the class, I have informed him. He will add you. No problem.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Tejas, you are already added. I don't know why aren't you getting the access.
Ma'am, I also can't understand that.
Yes, yes, your problem is little bit different. So I'll look into it after the class today.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to know the name of the students, those who haven't received the email regarding the Google Classroom. So better, what you will do, you will write your Gmail ID in the WhatsApp group. See, in the WhatsApp group, I have sent one message that those who haven't received the email or couldn't be able to join the classroom, please provide your email ID. I will check once again. And if possible, I will send the Google Classroom link by today, if possible.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So don't write the Gmail ID now in the chat box. Okay, it's not required now. You please write it in the WhatsApp group after the class. Okay. Let me start the recording now. Good morning, everyone. Let me start the class. Uh, I'm going to share the screen of today's
Morning.
class. Good morning. Is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I'll be starting with AC Fundamental, Module 2. Already I have discussed how to generate AC sine wave, sinusoidal or a periodic voltage signal. Few basic terminologies like time period, frequency, phase difference, phase angle, phasor diagram, etc. I have already discussed different AC circuits with pure resistive load, pure inductive load, purely capacitive load, and few derivations of power, instantaneous power, voltage RMS, etc. Right? And the concept of average value, RMS value, etc. So yeah, in the last class, probably I started the RL series circuit. RL series circuit. RL means the inductive circuit having a small resistance, internal resistance. This type of circuit, it's called RL circuit. It's nothing but a coil. This is actually a coil having the inductance L Henry in series with the resistance R ohm, right? So we have seen earlier the behavior of purely resistive circuit, inductive circuit, and capacitive circuit with AC excitations. AC excitation means with a sinusoidal voltage having the equation B equals to Vm sin omega t, where Vm is the peak value of the sinusoidal voltage and omega is the angular frequency rad per second. So if this type of alternating voltage or sinusoidal voltage is applied to RL series circuit, what will happen? What will be the behavior? That means what will be the value of RMS voltage across the load or the RMS current? What is the phasor diagram, etc. So I was discussing this phasor diagram. It's a series circuit. So in case of series circuit, always we'll take IRMS as the reference axis while we are drawing the phasor diagram. Why? Because it's a series circuit and here the current is same for both the elements R and L. So it will be better if you consider IRMS as the reference axis. And obviously here all the phasors, all the vectors, means these arrows will represent the RMS values. Always phasors in the phasor diagram represent the RMS values of the AC quantity. So here the total voltage or the supply voltage is nothing but the summation of the two voltage drops present in the circuit, one across resistance as VR, one across VL across the inductance. Fine. So if you sum up these two voltage vectors, you'll get the resultant one. That is the blue colored line. This one is VRMS, which is just the resultant of VL and VR. Now VR will be in phase with IRMS because VR is the product of IRMS into R. So IRMS and VR will be in the same phase. And VL, what about VL? It's an inductance. So definitely inductive voltage will lead the current through it. Here IRMS is also the current through inductor. So IRMS, the current will be always lagging by the voltage drop across the inductor. It's the property of an inductive circuit. Okay. So this angular difference between this blue colored, dark blue colored vector and green colored vector is equals to 90 degree. Now, if you complete this parallelogram with these dotted lines, you will get this resultant, which will be making an angle of phi with IRMS as well as with VR, right? Now, what is this angle? This angle is called the power factor angle. Last class, I have discussed all these things. Power factor angle is the angle which will be formed in between the two vectors, which are called as supply current vector and supply voltage vector. Here, VRMS is nothing but the supply voltage and IRMS is nothing but the supply current. Okay, and this supply current will be drawn by the supply voltage since it's a series circuit. Now, how to calculate this phi? Phi can be easily calculated from this triangle, which is known as voltage triangle, having the three components VRMS, VR, and VL. Fine. So this phi can be easily obtained using this relationship, tan inverse of omega L by R. Fine. What is omega L? Omega L is XL. XL, the inductive reactance. So tan inverse of inductive reactance by resistance is actually phi, and cosine of phi, cosine of the angle between the supply voltage and supply current is called the power factor. Okay. Now from this voltage triangle, we also can calculate one more parameter which is known as impedance for RL series circuit. It is the ratio of VRMS and IRMS. Previously, for purely resistive circuit, we have seen that the ratio of VRMS and IRMS is just equal to the resistance. The ratio of voltage and current applying Ohm's law. It's just the parameter resistance. But here in case of AC circuit, with AC excitation, when the coil inductance with inductance Henry is having the internal resistance or any external resistance of R ohm, what will happen? Instead of considering only the resistance, here we need to consider the inductive reactance also, that is XL or omega L. We have seen the effect of this XL and omega L earlier, right? This voltage drop across the inductance is IRMS times XL. So with this XL, there is one more term that is called the impedance, which is just equal to square root of R square plus XL square, and the unit is ohm. So look at this expression, it will be obtained from the voltage triangle. VRMS equals to square root of VR square plus VL square. Look at this voltage triangle. What is VRMS? Just apply the Pythagoras theorem. VRMS square is equals to VR square plus VL square. Now from that you will calculate VRMS. Like this, you will just put VR equals to IRMS into R and VL as IRMS into XL. Fine? Fine. So this reactance, inductive reactance or XL will be always associated with any inductor L, because we have seen that voltage across L is nothing but L di dt. Whenever there is a rate of change of current, there will be a voltage drop across the inductor. So VL is nothing but L di dt. And if you consider this I as the alternating current obtained from this alternating voltage Vm sin omega t, then obviously there will be a term as XL. Okay, so always we'll consider IRMS times XL as the voltage drop across any inductor. Fine. So with this, we can simplify this ratio VRMS by IRMS as equals to square root R square plus XL square for only RL series circuit, for only inductive circuit having the resistance as R ohm. Fine. So this is called impedance. Any doubt up to this?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
So if we draw the triangle once again with XLR, we'll get impedance as Z. Okay. So redraw the voltage triangle again. So this red colored line will now represented by only resistance. Why? Because see this this vector which is the reference one is VR. Now what is VR? IR times R. Now if we represent R as the reference one, definitely XL will be just perpendicular to it. Fine. Is it okay? Because VR and IR all are in phase, both are in phase. VR and IR both are in phase, right? VR is the drop across the resistance. So definitely voltage across resistance and current through resistance will be in same phase. So we can represent the resistance vector along with the vector VR. Fine? Is it okay? Okay. Now come to this XL. Why it is perpendicular with R? Go back to this voltage triangle. What is there? VL is perpendicular. What is VL? Omega L into I. I RMS into XL. XL is omega L. Clear? Fine? Is it okay with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we can represent the vector XL along with the vector VL. We have just drawn a vector, a phasor with this green colored line as XL, which is just in phase with VL, because VL is IL times XL. Fine. So with this, if you join these two vectors by using triangle law, what you will get? You will get a resultant which is nothing but impedance, because follow this relationship, Z equals to R square plus X square under root from this derivation. So if you apply this rule or formula to this triangle, what you will get? You will get the impedance vector marked with blue color. Now you just apply Pythagoras theorem to this triangle. What you will get? You will get that Z is equals to under root R square plus X square. Fine. So always this R vector will be making an angle of 90 degree with XL vector. And this triangle known as impedance triangle will be obtained from this voltage triangle itself. Any doubt up to this? Have you all understood why resistance and XL are perpendicular to each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this graphical representation is showing the relationship between the voltage and current signals for a series RL circuit. Here V is Vm sin omega t. as we have assumed earlier. Fine. And what we have seen, that for our inductive circuit, I, the current I, will be always lagging by a voltage signal. Now for a purely inductive circuit, the current I will be lagging by the voltage by exactly pi by 2 amount. But for a circuit having RL in series, the current signal will be lagging by the voltage signal by the amount, by the angle phi, which is lesser than 90 degree. Right? Now what is this phi? This phi is nothing but, this phi will be calculated from this, either from this impedance triangle or from this voltage triangle. And what is this phi? This phi is tan inverse of omega L by R from the voltage triangle, or phi is cos inverse of R by Z from this impedance triangle, or it is tan inverse of XL by R from the impedance triangle. So we can express phi in many ways. And this phi is actually the angle between the voltage signal, the supply voltage signal, and the supply current signal. So here I have drawn the voltage signal, supply voltage signal, instantaneous voltage signal, in the instantaneous supply current signal in this plane. And here we can see that the current signal marked with this blue colored signal is making an angle of phi, which is lesser than pi by 2 from the voltage signal V, which is nothing but Vm sin omega t, which is nothing but Vm sin omega t. Okay, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So finally, we can express this current signal marked with this blue colored signal as Im sin omega t minus phi, where Im is the peak value of the current, the sinusoidal current. This blue colored signal is also a sinusoidal signal. Yeah. Okay. The peak values are different depending upon the value of the resistance. So here the peak value Im will be calculated as Vm by Z. Previously, for a purely resistive circuit, this Im was Vm by R, but now it is Vm by Z. Now due to this Z, due to this impedance, which will vary depending upon the resistance and inductance of the coil, will decide that how this voltage signal, the supply voltage signal, will be deviating by this current signal in terms of their peaks. Okay, but this blue colored signal, this current signal, is also an alternating signal. So it can be mathematically expressed by a sine wave, sine curve, that is Im sin omega t minus phi. So this phi is very, very important here. This phi is representing the angular difference between the two signals, which are actually the supply voltage and supply current signals. Okay. Now come to the instantaneous power. What is it? Again, instantaneous power is equals to the product of voltage and current, the instantaneous voltage and the instantaneous current. And you see always this instantaneous components, instantaneous voltage, instantaneous current, instantaneous power, all are denoted by small letters. Okay. So mainly the average values and the RMS values will be denoted by the capital letters, but always these instantaneous quantities in electrical engineering will be denoted by small letters. So don't forget it, right? We cannot represent the instantaneous power with capital P. Capital P means average power, right? Or the active power. Small v or small I means the instantaneous voltage or instantaneous currents respectively. So we'll just put the expression of V. We'll just put the mathematical equation for V for RL series circuit. We're going to do this calculation for RL series circuit. So it's simply Vm sin omega t, because an alternating supply voltage V equals to Vm sin omega t was taken initially for the analysis of this RL series circuit. And we have just now seen that I is nothing but Im sin omega t minus phi. And always remember, for a purely inductive circuit where the internal resistance R in series with L is exactly 0, in that case, this current I is Im sin omega t minus 90 degree. But this time, this phi is the angle which is just below 90 degree. This phi may vary in between 0 and 90 degree, depending upon the value of the inductance in Henry or depending upon the value of inductive reactance XL in ohm, because this phi is tan inverse of XL by R. So also it could be varied by the variation with the resistance R in series with the L. Fine. So after the calculation, you can see the instantaneous power is also an alternating quantity following the cosine wave, cos phi minus cos 2 omega t minus phi, but it varies at twice the frequency of the input voltage signal. See, 2 omega term is there, cos of 2 omega t minus phi. And this is the constant part, Vm Im by 2. Next, coming to average power. Again, we'll apply the conventional theory. The conventional formula 1 by T integral 0 to T p dt, while we are trying to calculate the average power for RL series circuit. We'll just put the expression of small v and small I, the instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. After the integration, we'll get this expression, capital P, which is the average power, as this. Okay, Vm Im by 2t into t cos phi minus this term. So after the simplification from this, you will get P equals to Vm Im by 2t into t cos phi. T will be cancelled out. So it's simply Vm Im cos phi by 2. So 2 can be further represented as root 2 times root 2. Fine. Now again, Vm by root 2 is Vrms. Im by root 2 is Irms. The peak by root 2 is the RMS value. So it is now Vrms into Irms into cos phi. So can anyone tell me what was the average power for a purely resistive circuit? We have already checked 3 average powers for 3 different circuits, one purely resistive, one purely inductive, one purely capacitive.
Vrms into Irms.
Very good. For a purely resistive circuit, we have checked the average power P was calculated as Vrms times Irms. What was the average power calculation for a purely inductive and capacitive circuit?
0.
0.
0. Very good. Now, look at this average power expression for a RL series circuit. It's Vrms times Irms times cos phi. So there is a concept of cos phi whenever we are dealing with RL series circuit, that means a coil which is having an internal resistance. Always this cosine phi term will be added, right? So now this average power will be termed as average active power. Average active power consumed by the RL series circuit, which is the product of RMS values of the voltage and current and the cosine of the angle between them. This quantity cos phi is called the power factor of the circuit. So there are many other definitions of power factor cos phi, but for the time being, we just learn in the expression of active power, the term cosine phi is known as the power factor of the circuit. So power is not only the product of Vrms and Irms. There is one more term associated with this Vrms and Irms, which is power factor. And this power is known as now active power. This is known as average active power. Now coming to the RC series circuit. Again, we'll consider the RC series circuit as we have considered earlier with RL series circuit. So here the inductance will be just replaced with a capacitor and the same supply voltage, for example, Vm sin omega t is taken as the supply voltage. So definitely Vrms is the RMS value of the supply voltage, which is nothing but by root 2. So again, to draw the phasor diagram of RC series circuit, we need to have IRMS as the reference axis, as the reference phasor, because it's a series circuit and similar current will be flowing through both R and C. What is VR? The voltage across resistance, which is nothing but IRMS times R. So the vector diagram showing this VR, the voltage across resistance, will be always along with the IRMS, because it is exactly following the Ohm's law. It's just a resistive circuit, so VR will be in phase with IRMS. Next, what is the voltage drop across the capacitance? VC. VC is nothing but the current through it, which is the RMS current flowing through it, IRMS. If you consider the RMS figures multiplied with XC. What is XC? XC is called the capacitive reactance. XC is called the capacitive reactance, right? Which is nothing but 1 by omega C. Already we have seen what is the relationship between XC and 1 by C. 1 by omega C. Omega is the angular frequency, right? And always for capacitive circuit, the current will be leading by the voltage. That means current through the capacitor will be always leading by the voltage across the capacitor. This is the fundamental concept of purely capacitive circuit, right? So again, coming to this series circuit, look at the circuit here. Supply voltage V is again equal to the sum of the two voltage drops present in the circuit, which is VR plus VC. So VRMS is nothing but the sum of VR plus VC. Now let us see the phasor diagram. So this is the phasor diagram of RC series circuit, considering IRMS as the reference axis. IRMS is just in phase with VR, voltage across resistance, because voltage across resistance is just proportional to IRMS. So VR and IRMS will be in same phase. What about VC? Marked with this green color vector. What about this VC? This VC is nothing but the voltage across capacitor. And for the ideal capacitor, for the pure capacitor, the voltage across capacitor will be always lagging by the current through capacitor. Or alternately, we can say current through capacitor is always leading by the voltage across the capacitor. We have seen the mathematical derivation behind this circuit. For a purely capacitive circuit, we have seen if V is equals to Vm sin omega t, always I will be Im sin omega t plus phi. That means the current through capacitor will be always ahead of the voltage across it. And for a purely capacitor, this angle is just phi by 2, 90. So always the current signal will be leading by the voltage signal by 90 degree as shown in this diagram. Current means here IRMS, the same current which was flowing through the resistance also. Fine. Now with this voltage phasor and across resistance and voltage phasor across capacitor, if we draw either a triangle or a parallelogram, what you will get? You will get the resultant one marked with this blue colored vector, which is nothing but VRMS. Fine. Now, look at this angle phi. What is phi? We have studied about phi from the RL series circuit. This phi is nothing but the angular difference between the supply voltage and the supply current. So what is the supply voltage over here? VRMS. What is the supply current? IRMS. What is the angle between these two? Phi. That means here the supply voltage is making an angle of phi with the supply current. That means supply voltage and supply current vectors are not in phase. They will be in phase if only a pure resistance is there in the circuit. Okay, but from the phasor diagram, it can be concluded that VRMS is making an angle with IRMS. Fine, and that can be calculated using this formula. From this parallelogram law, from this voltage triangle, we can say that phi is equals to tan inverse of VC by VR, or tan inverse of XC by R, or tan inverse of 1 by omega CR, because XC is 1 by omega C. XC is 1 by omega C. And why XC is 1 by omega C? That is already explained in the class. Okay. Now, any questions up to this? Any questions?
ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Now, definitely for RC series circuit, you can draw the voltage triangle separately to express impedance again, which is the ratio of VRMS and IRMS, because for RC series circuit, you will get some different ratio from that of RL series circuit. Here for RC series circuit, it is VRMS by RMS, IRMS equals to square root R square plus XC square, where XC is called the capacitive reactance. Fine. And this angle can be calculated as either cos inverse of VR by VRMS, or from the impedance triangle, we'll get cos phi equals to cos inverse of I R by Z, R by Z. And this impedance triangle having the impedance resistance XC can be obtained from this voltage triangle. So if the voltage triangle, if you apply the Pythagoras theorem, you will get this. What is this ratio VRMS by IRMS? It is nothing but the impedance Z, and unit is ohm. Fine. So with this impedance triangle, we can find out this phi, which is again called the power factor angle. And with this power factor angle, we can find out power factor, which is nothing but the cosine of the angle between the supply voltage and supply current, or we can say this phi is the angle between the resistance and impedance present in the RC series circuit. So if you want to draw the voltage and current signals of RC series circuit, you will get this type of wave shapes marked with the black colored signal, the voltage signal, which is just Vm sin omega t, and the blue colored signal in this drawing, which is showing as that it is just ahead of this current, voltage signal by the amount phi. This blue colored signal is nothing but the current signal, right? And as per the drawing, it is seen that this current signal is having the peak, which is ahead of the peak of the voltage signal. It's not pi by 2, it will be pi by 2, the angle will be pi by 2 between the two peaks when a pure capacitance is there. But since the capacitance is not pure, there is some impurity as resistance R ohm in series with the capacitance. So definitely this current signal for a RC series circuit will be leading by the voltage signal by the amount phi, which is lesser than pi by 2 or 90 degree. Clear? So this representation of the voltage and current signals for all types of electrical circuits are required to understand clearly, right? For a purely resistive circuit, for a purely inductive circuit, for a purely capacitive circuit, as well as RL series circuit, RC series circuit, and next we'll see RLC series circuit. So again, we'll do the instantaneous power calculations, applying the same formula V times I, Vm sin omega t times Im sin omega t plus phi. Okay, look at this expression of current. It's Im sin omega t plus phi. Already we have derived this mathematical expression of the current signal for purely capacitive circuit. This equation is also representing that the current signal is ahead of the voltage signal because it is having a plus phi. So minus phi means lagging, plus phi means leading. Okay. So with this, we will get the instantaneous power as Vm Im by 2 into this. That means this is also an alternating current, but frequency is twice omega. So the frequency will be 2 times the frequency as that of the signal, which is used at the input side. Next, we'll do the average power calculation. P equals to 1 by T integral 0 to T P dt, small p dt. Small p is the instantaneous power. Already we have calculated it. So now, after the simplification here in case of RC series circuit, also we'll get P equals to Vm Im by 2 into cos phi. Okay. So it's just Vrms, Irms into cos phi. Average power is VRMS into IRMS into cos phi. So again cos phi is there for RC series circuit, which is called power factor. Now let us see the this table showing all the parameters starting from impedance to power factor for different circuits, for R, for L, for RL, for C, for RC. Right? For purely resistive circuit, for R circuit, the effective impedance will be definitely equals to R because X is absent there for a purely resistive circuit. This is the expression of current I RMS. This is the angle between V and I because V and I both are in phase in case of purely resistive, right? So cos phi we have seen it is just equals to cos inverse this phi is cos inverse of R by Z, fine. We have seen this phi is cos inverse of R by Z. Now if for purely resistive circuit Z is equals to R, what will get as phi? Cos inverse of R by R, which is cos inverse 1. Right? So phi is cos inverse 1. That means cos phi is 1. Okay? Okay? Or you can say that cosine 0, that is the power factor, cosine 0. Phi is 0 here, right? There is no difference, angular difference between V and I in case of purely resistive circuits. So phi is 0, so cos 0 is 1. And active power is just the product of VRMS and IRMS. And similarly, we can compute all the parameters that we have derived just now for RC series circuit, for RL series circuit. You can check is there any discrepancy or not. Already we have derived these things. So in a common table, we can tabulate these parameters to understand what is actually happening in case of RL and RC circuit with respect to RL and C circuits separately. Okay? Is it okay with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll learn about the power. In the previous classes, I told you that power in AC circuit is very, very important because power can be of many types in AC circuit. Already we have derived the average power, the instantaneous power for different types of RLC circuit. But now again we'll recall that power triangle as well as the expression of power once again to understand the different types of power from the voltage triangle only. Because now with this voltage triangle, we will represent VR, voltage across resistor, and VL, voltage across inductor for a RL series circuit once again. And we'll redraw the triangle known as power triangle with these parameters. See, P, Q and S. These are the components of the triangle which is known as power triangle. And this triangle will be obtained from this voltage triangle only. Fine. Now what is VR? Look at this voltage triangle. This is the triangle obtained for the RL series circuit, right? What is VR? VR is nothing but VRMS into cos phi. This is the resultant VRMS. So VR is the in-phase component of this triangle known as VRMS cos phi. And what is VL? It is the quadrature component just in perpendicular with VR. So VL can be represented as VRMS of sin phi. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now with this VR and VL, we'll again draw a triangle known as the power triangle. Look at this figure. Here VRMS, IRMS cos phi is taken as the reference axis. Now what is VRMS, IRMS cos phi? Already we have derived this expression. It is called the average active power or the active power, mainly denoted by the symbol capital P, and the unit is watt, right? So here this active power will be in phase with VR or VRMS cos phi. because VR is equals to VRMS cos phi. Fine. So VRMS cos phi will be taken as the reference one. And what is the quadrature one? The vector which is perpendicular with this P is denoted by capital Q, which is equals to VRMS IRMS sin phi. Why? Because, see, look at this figure, VRMS sin phi here, the quadrature component in the voltage triangle. So VRMS into sin phi into IRMS will be perpendicular with this reference one, the active power. And if you complete the triangle by applying the triangular law, what you will get? You will get the hypotenuse, which is nothing but capital S equals to VRMS times IRMS. Because if you apply the Pythagoras theorem to this triangle, what you will conclude? As S, it is just equal to square of this plus square of this. Fine. Now V square RMS plus V square RMS, I square RMS into cos square phi plus V square RMS plus I square RMS into sin square phi is what? Just under root of VRMS square and IRMS square, because sum of cos square phi and sin square phi is equals to 1. So finally, you will get VRMS into IRMS as the apparent power denoted by capital S. Here the hypotenuse is the apparent power, or simply the volt ampere, or simply the it can be expressed with the unit volt ampere VA or kVA, kilovolt ampere kVA. So the relationship is valid for this triangle as square root of P square plus Q square. P is called the active power, Q is called the reactive power, because Q is related with the term sin phi. It is the quadrature component. That's why the name reactive power. It depends on the reactance. It depends on the voltage VL, and VL is nothing but I times XL for RL series circuit. So the name is reactive power. And this power, capital P, which is in phase with VRMS and IRMS, is called the active power, because it depends on the value VRMS and IRMS into cos phi. And this is only possible for the vector VR, which is again dependent on the vector R, or the voltage across resistance. Fine. So with this active power and reactive power, you will get the apparent power, which is just the hypotenuse of this power triangle. So power can be calculated in three ways. One is called the active power in kilowatt. Second is called the reactive power in kilovolt ampere reactive. Look at the unit. It is called volt ampere reactive. This R stands for reactive power. So either we express this Q as volt ampere reactive or as kVAR, kilovolt ampere reactive. And the resultant is the third power, which is known as the apparent power, which is just the product of VRMS and IRMS, can be represented by the unit, either the kilovolt ampere kVA or simply the volt ampere VA. So in electrical engineering, the importance of three powers are valid. We deal with this active power mainly, but along with this active power, we also require to understand the apparent power and the reactive power in different applications. Fine, we cannot ignore these two, though we use this active power widely in all the applications because the unit is here kilowatt, and we mainly deal with this kilowatt power in electrical engineering, but also we need to depend on these two powers, the reactive power and the apparent power. So let us see the definitions of these three powers quickly. The power which is actually consumed or utilized in an AC circuit is called the true power or active power or real power. It is measured in kilowatts or megawatts. It is the actual outcomes of the electrical system which runs the electrical circuits or load. Reactive power, the power which flows back and forth, that means it moves in both the direction in the circuit or react upon itself, is called the reactive power. The reactive power is measured in kilovolt ampere reactive or M bar. megavolt ampere reactive, either kVAR or mVAR. And third one is apparent power. The product of root mean square value of voltage and current is known as apparent power. This power is measured in either kVA, kilovolt ampere, or megavolt ampere, MVA. Okay, so true power, active power, and real power is actually the total power consumed or utilized by any electrical circuits, and reactive power is the power which is actually flows back and forth from load to source or source to load, depending upon the applications. Electric power can transfer only from source to load. The electric power or the kilowatt powers can be transformed from only source to load. But this reactive power can flow either from source to load or load to source. Both directions are possible in case of reactive power, but in case of active power, power can be flown from only the source to load. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the active power and reactive power. Fine, so we'll stop here today. So with this active power and reactive power concept, we'll again start a new thing in the next class, that is the definition of power factor, the significance of power factor, and we'll see the phasor diagrams in detail along with these components I cos phi and I sin phi, etc. Okay, so any doubt up to this? Any questions up to this? Do you want to ask?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay.
Clear.
So please go through these things, the AC circuit analysis with this power factor concept for the next class, because tomorrow you have tutorial class, so probably we'll solve numerical problems from AC circuit, and after that Wednesday we have again one class, so that day we'll again discuss on this AC circuit. Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, let me take your attendance.
Ma'am, from that assignment MCQ also we have to send that MCQ answers.
No.
Only the three questions.
Three problems.
Okay.
One
Ma'am,
question
because
back.
in after page number 6 there is problem in the pictures images.
Page number 6 of question
After
bank.
page number 6. Yeah, ma'am. That MCQ one only.
After page number 6.
Yes, ma'am. Figures are
Okay.
little bit
I will
deformed
check.
from their location.
Okay. I'll check that, because it is being copied from a complete question bank, which is having the questions from all the modules. So I have copied only the part 1, the unit 1 from that. So maybe there is a problem. So I will check. Okay, the question bank was sent for practice only. You can solve it by yourself. If you face any doubts, you can tell me. We can resolve those problems in the class. But otherwise, that is not the assignment. The assignment is only the, worksheet having only 3 problems from DC circuit. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The question bank is not the assignment. Okay. Let me take your attendance. Roll number 1,
Yes, ma'am.
2,
Present, ma'am.
3. Roll 3,
Present, ma'am.
4,
Present, ma'am.
5,
Present, ma'am.
6,
Present, ma'am.
7,
Yes, ma'am.
8,
Present, ma'am.
9,
Present, ma'am.
10,
Present, ma'am.
11,
Present, ma'am.
12,
Yes, ma'am.
13,
Present, ma'am.
14,
Present, ma'am.
15,
Present, ma'am.
16,
Present, ma'am.
17,
Present, ma'am.
18,
Present, ma'am.
19, 19, 20,
Present, ma'am.
21,
Present, ma'am.
22,
Present, ma'am.
23,
Present, ma'am.
24,
Yes, ma'am.
25,
Present, ma'am.
26,
Present, ma'am.
27,
Present, ma'am.
28. Ahmad, you are 28?
Ma'am, his mic is not working, so he's writing in the chat box.
Yes, I saw it. But Aman is 29.
28,
Ma'am, I am
ma'am.
29.
Okay, Aman is 28. Okay, 29.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, 30,
Present, ma'am.
31,
Present, ma'am.
32,
Present.
33,
Present, ma'am.
34, 34, 35,
Present, ma'am. Present.
36. Okay, 36.
Present, ma'am. 36
37.
present.
Okay, 37,
Present, ma'am.
38, 38, 39,
Present, ma'am.
40,
Present, ma'am.
41,
Present, ma'am.
42,
Present, ma'am.
43,
Present, ma'am.
44,
Present, ma'am.
45,
Present, ma'am.
46,
Present, ma'am.
47, 48,
Present, ma'am.
49,
Present, please, ma'am.
50. 50, roll number 50.
Present, ma'am.
51, 51, 52,
Present, ma'am.
53,
Present, ma'am.
54.
Ma'am, ma'am, it's mine, I guess. 54. Zan.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. 55.
Present, ma'am.
Who is 54? Ahona or
Ma'am, 54 is Jan and 55 is Arun.
yes? Okay, okay. 56. Ahona. After Arun is Ahona.
Yes, ma'am.
And after that, Ahona. After that, 57. I guess Apurv.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 19, 34, 38, 47, 51. They are absent, right? Any newcomer?
If you give me present, I'm Shagnik Ghoshal. 46 or 47.
I don't know. What is your serial number? You tell me.
46 or 40.
46 or 47. See, right? Serial numbers are not with me. Just wait. Okay, others may leave. Shagni, Ghoshal, you don't know your serial number.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shagni,
Yes, ma'am.
do you know your serial number?
It is 46 or 47. Don't remember properly.
Okay. Let me check once again and then inform you in the WhatsApp group. Okay. 46 is marked present. So if you are 47, I will mark you present. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you, students.